In this video, we're going to be taking a look at a project for setting up some artwork for a 3D printer. And we're going to be using Inkscape for this. And let's go ahead and hit Control-I here in Inkscape. And we'll take a look at the graphic in question here. I absolutely cringe when someone posts a post that says, hey, how do I go about making this? And the immediate answer is, well, go into Maker Lab and use the image to keychain, blah, blah, blah. Something like this is really like dead easy to make. So when it's really easy to make, like literally in just a couple of minutes, with very, very basic knowledge, by the way, I really feel like you cannot do yourself a bigger favor than to have a proper SVG. Okay, so that's really what we're going to talk about here, is making a proper SVG of this. So let's go ahead and right click, and let's go ahead and lock our image and show you what we're going to do here. So we're going to grab our pen tool here in Inkscape, and we're going to click right here at this point. We're going to click right there at that point. We are going to click right here at this point and this point. And really, we could just come down here anywhere, click at that point. We will click at this point and this point, and then back to where we started. Okay, so we'll get something that looks kind of like that. So let's have no fill. Just click on the left arrow here with your left mouse button, and let's shift click there, and then go to your node tool. And all we have to do is literally just pull that out. If we click on the node, you see these little control handles, and we can kind of fine tune exactly what we want to do there. So you can see how like dead easy this becomes. Okay. So what do I want to do here? Let's go ahead, delete that and delete that. And then we could bring this back up here a little bit. See, that to me is just extremely easy. Then we'll go back to our pen tool here, and we can click here. I do like to have my shift on, so our snap on rather. And so here we will snap right to that custom node, and we can come up here and snap, and then back out over here. See, so we just created that. When we are done moving things, we just right click when we're done using that pen tool. So now what I want to do is I want to separate this piece from this piece. So I take that little piece that I made and shift click this other one, and then we'll come up here to path, and we'll come down here to division, and what that will do is now you see it actually cut this little piece from our bigger piece. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward, right? So now what we have to do is we really have to do more of the same with our feather. But, you know, we're using this artwork as a guide, so it certainly doesn't have to be, you know, very specific necessarily. So let's go ahead and go back to our pen tool, which is the B key on our keyboard, by the way. And all I'm going to do is click on more or less every single point here in our feather. Now I will go ahead and turn snapping off. And like I said, we are just using it as a guide. So it doesn't have to be perfect. And you know what? If we don't get it right the first time around, that's okay. And look at, I'm coming way out here into space. And I'm doing that deliberately for a reason. I'll explain why. Come down here. So at every point, you see what I did there? Every point where the curve changes. So there we go. That's our mess. So now we'll go into our node tool. And just like we did on the ribbon, we could just kind of manipulate these however we want. We want them inside, outside, whatever we think looks best here. All the way around. Now this one here, we can move up if we're not totally happy with it. You will get a reasonable proximity of what you had there. Okay, that one's going to go way in. See, this particular image is just way too easy not to go ahead and have a proper SVG of it, in my opinion. I'm going to select both of these. Something that's weird with those. I'm not exactly sure what. So we'll select it and we'll make sure it's a corner. Suspect that could be part of our issue. I don't really know. We could also use these control handles. But I think right there, this is not a corner node or something. This goes out a little bit. Okay, so that becomes our feather shape. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this top piece of our ribbon, and it has to be on top. Okay, so that's one thing that is kind of annoying, the way this tool works. So we're going to take on top. Let's see here, let me find out where this one is. Okay, so number 3 has to be below number 2 for this to work. But we'll go to path and choose difference here. And I forgot that when you do that difference command, we have to duplicate it. So Control D, and then go ahead and choose path and difference. And so now you can see it kind of cut this feather back to that position. Now the only other thing I might do here is I might put in our spine. So we'll click here, 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 and here. Because the reason I'm putting in my spine is I may decide to do some trickery with cutting a little groove out of that. Okay, now there's a couple of different things we could utilize. We could utilize Blender, or I'd probably do it in Blender, where we could cut a little groove out of that path if we wanted to. So now we'll just go ahead and let's get rid of all strokes, and we'll go ahead and select this piece and we'll make it blue, and then this piece we'll make blue. That piece there we'll make like a light gray color. That piece there we'll make blue, and there we go. That is our finished model. So we'll go ahead and we will hit save. And we'll call it ribbon feather. Okay. Now one thing I'm gonna do here, I didn't really think about it, But I think it's worth doing is that last path. Let's look at it here. See that last little path? Let's go ahead and that's pretty thin. Let's see how thin that is in terms of our stroke. Okay, that's a millimeter. Let me see how big the whole design is. The whole design is approximately six inches tall. So let's just leave it that way. I don't know how big it was to be intended to be finished, but I'm going to copy and paste this. So we have a duplicate here, and then this one here, I'm just going to turn off those bits and bobs. And this stroke here, I'm going to just show you a little trick here. We're going to go to path and stroke to path, and you'll see that that now becomes an actual path. Okay. So let's go ahead and save this again. And now let's go into Bamboo Studio and just turn it into a 3D model and show you how that works. All right, here we are in Bamboo Studio, and we're going to take our SVG file that we created in Inkscape and turn it into a 3D model. So let's go ahead and import our artwork here. So we're going to hit Control-I, go to our desktop, and we will look up our ribbon. There it is, our SVG file. That's what it looks like. So now we can go ahead and set our feather. We'll go ahead and set its height to 4, and we'll set its filament color to 2 because it is going to eventually be white. This piece here, we'll go ahead and set its thickness to 3. We will go ahead and set this one to 2. And our little spine piece here, let's set that one to, let's do 1. Guess we'll do 1. All right. So now that we have all of our pieces, let's go ahead and set the Z height for each one. So this is 2. I want that to sit on the build plate, so the Z height should be 1. And then this piece, it is 3, so its Z height should be 1.5. And then this one, of course, is 4, so its Z height should be 2 because I need it to sit on the build plate. And then that only leaves us with our little detail of our feather. And that is going to be color number 2. And let's go ahead and only have it, let's go ahead and have it 1. So it's only 1 millimeter thick, but it's sitting on top of our feather. So the feather is 4, our piece is 1, so we need 4.5 is what we need for our world coordinate here on the move side. So we'll type in 4.5. And now you'll see that that is in fact sitting on top of our little feather there. And if I slice the plate, and then you'll see that we get an effect that looks like that. Okay? So there you go. That is how that works. Now, the original image had this shrunk down, so it's quite possible that this was set up for a keychain, which would be easy enough to do. But I just wanted to kind of just quickly share with you a generic idea of how quick we can achieve a 3D model if we have our artwork done properly in Inkscape. So hopefully that helps you out a little bit. Until next time, thanks for watching.